Hello and welcome to another edition of What in the Week. I'm Nikki Woods. If you haven't heard of Trinidad James, there's a good chance a teenager in your life can tell you all about him. The YouTube phenom has gone mainstream after signing with Def Jam Records, and while no one can challenge Trinidad James's work ethic, his lyrics sure leave a lot to be desired. In his hit All Gold Everything, he raps about popping a molly, which by the way is the hipper cousin of ecstasy. And not only does Trinidad James admit he makes ignorant music because it sells records, he takes no responsibility at all for the message he's sending his young fans. You can get more on Trinidad James and why some think his gold is tarnished by reading my blog on blackamericaweb.com. Now, it's been one of the year's highly anticipated films, and as we know, megastar Will Smith has brought us some of Hollywood's most memorable characters. Will, the lovable, mischievous hip-hopper, the energetic Agent J in Men in Black, the desperate yet compassionate homeless father, Christopher Gardner in The Pursuit of Happiness, and any of these characters on their worst day bring more personality to the screen than Cypher Rage, the space military officer Will Smith portrays in his newest movie, After Earth. Now the critics are giving the film 2 thumbs down, and some are even calling it one of the worst ever. So if you're thinking of giving Will and his son and co-star Jaden the benefit of the doubt, check this out and see if this interview helps their case.
I don't have nightmares.
I'd probably say his worst nightmare was
she was asking individually. Your worst nightmare and my worst nightmare. Not okay. You don't get to tell people my worst nightmare.
Okay.
How could you know, Jaden?
Oh, I know.
How could you know? That's very forward and aggressive.
My worst nightmare would be to be trapped in any tight space forever.
So actually, this is my worst nightmare.
Okay.
Being in the interview with my son, explaining his worst nightmare is my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Now that clip was only about 20 seconds long. The movie, 1 hour and 40 minutes. May want to factor that into your decision. I'm just saying. Well, it's been a week filled with Twitter rants, wars, and tantrums, from Amanda Bynes calling Rihanna ugly to Mary J. Blige's homeless and pregnant stepdaughter putting her dad on blast. To top it off, Teddy Campbell took to his Facebook fan page to request prayer for his marriage to gospel singer Tina Campbell of Mary Mary. It's just too much. So Mama's Gone Wild co-host Mary Boyce and I asked actress and minister Rebecca Cruz what she thinks about the role negative forms of social media play in our lives.
Secondly, the internet has created bullies. And what I want to say is that we can all be very brave behind a typewriter. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a whole another level of discussion about what we say and put out publicly about other people. There's a lack of discretion. And I can't even understand. Now, maybe it's because of my age. I'm another generation. But I cannot understand taking to the internet with a beef with someone and that just doesn't even go with how I was taught to conduct myself. That being said, it is what it is. I would like to see more discussion on number one, etiquette for the internet and how you play those things out. And secondly, some level of regulation. And I say that very gently because I'm a free speech advocate. Mm-hmm. But I don't believe free speech allows you to bully a teenage girl on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And my children have been the victims of bullying. So on a celebrity level, I look at it like, who fixed that?
No, you're
on a celebrity level. Sorry, I have my blonde ADD moment. I think the beef thing is just not even worthy of us.
Thanks, Rebecca. Coming up, a new app that could be described as a new twist on drinking games. But first, some relationship tips from my celebrity, BFF, comedian, and new author, Loni Love.
What do you say to those women who are like, okay, well, I'm getting older, I haven't been married, I don't have any kids, time is running out. What about finding love later in life?
Well, it's nothing. First of all, you have to change your mind, your whole thought process. Right. You're never too old for anything. I mean, it's evident. Look at Halle Berry. Halle Berry having babies at 47. She don't care, because she takes control of herself. So it's never too late. All you have to do is that if it's something that you want to look forward to, you have to write out some goals and write out some plans, and you have to work towards those. But always think in the positive. Depending on if you're a spiritual person, you know that God has something in store for you, so you have to make plans. I think we're embarrassed to make plans. We're embarrassed to ask for help. If you know that you're looking for a special someone, you can find, ask your friends. Go online. It's all kind of resources out there to find men. It's not just in the jails.
But that's a good population there. No, I'm just joking.
She's hilarious. I love her. Loni Love's book is called Love 'Em or Leave 'Em, but don't get stuck with the tab, and you can pre-order it on Amazon.com today. And finally, the Texas Alcohol Beverage Commission has introduced an app for determining whether you're too drunk to drive. The Intoximaze app requires users to digitally draw a line with their fingers from a starting point to the finish without touching the walls. Now, here's a thought. If you're tipsy enough to believe that you might not be able to maneuver your way through a maze on an app on your phone, to be safe, let's just assume that you don't need to get behind the wheel. You can hit me on Twitter at Nikki Woods. I'll follow you back. Until next time, this is What in the Week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nikki Woods.
Ow. What in the week?